like doing this with just a Murkrow, essentially, right now. All of MVP, right?
What's happening, everyone? It's with my pleasure that I introduce this team thanks to a friend of mine. So some time ago, the Unstoppable Kim started a Pokemon Diamond Nuzlocke, and because it takes me 4 years to do absolutely anything, I'm finally getting around to putting down the video. Don't get it twisted though, this team is absolutely timeless. So, as a Sinnoh team that's been left behind like your text messages from last April, the format we chose around this time was National Decks. So with the respect to the competitive nature of the format and the fact that this team was built from a Nuzlocke, so everything was kind of starting off, all the Pokemon here are featured in their final forms. First we start with Olive. Olive's evolved from a Murkrow, but it's probably still gonna murk you. This is actually an old set I used for a Gen 6 Honchkrow on another team, so there's not a lot of wacky stuff going on here. I use the Muscle Band and Moxie to push the physical attack to the limit, Sucker Punch so you can hit hard with that stab priority, Brave Bird kinda goes without saying, and then Nightshade for its stab and high crit rate. Hey, just wanted to correct myself real quick in post. I was thinking of Night Slash when I mentioned the stab and like high crit rate for almost guaranteed crit. But the reason I put Nightshade on is because it is guaranteed damage in most instances where it may be hard because I'm trying to combat defenses. In addition to that, it's also my defogger, of course, because as we know from the last video, I definitely need those. EV spread to go off the match with 248 HP, 252 attack, 8 speed, and an adamant nature. Because again, we're pushing that physical attack to the limit. So Bacon was an interesting one because it was a long guess with myself as to whether or not I wanted to use Mega Kazam. Instead, I went for this old Revenge set that I found on Cerebi with the Focus Sash attached to it that I pulled on. So of course, Magic Art, so I'm not taking any residual from status or anything like that. Counter, Thunder Wave, Hidden Power Fire, Side Shock. It's a interesting set. I'm pretty sure it made a lot more sense when it was in vogue, but because I didn't use Alakazam at the time when this was kind of rocking, it was just something I decided to try. Timid nature to up that speed on top of having Thunder Wave so I can outspeed. So it's like kind of Focus Sash, Revenge hit with the counter, Thunder Wave, do what I gotta do. Spread 252 special attack, 4 speed, and 4 special defense, and then 252 speed. So a cool thing was that I had the option of choosing which 6 I wanted to pick from the Nuzlocke because clearly there were more than 6 Pokemon. But the second I saw Pineapple here, like that second I saw Quagsire, it was an instant pick. Classic unaware Quagsire set with Curse to ignore and stave off the multitude of physical attackers while keeping some of these essentials, substitute for longevity, liquidation rather than waterfall so I can whittle down that defense, and then of course stab Earthquake, Citrus Berry to kind of keep me in the game on top of that and to make sure I can keep pumping out substitutes. So the stat spread is pretty much there to match as well. Impish nature to boost up that physical defense with a spread of 244 in HP, 12 in attack, and 252 in defense. Needless to say though, if a special attacker still comes through, I'm gonna be in trouble. I would say which is fine, but also actually isn't fine because I kind of took the Mushroom in the same fashion as well. I wanted to do a Moody Bee Barrel, but not being able to put that in really hurt a lot, but Lord knows whether I would have been able to make it work anyway. So Simple is the next best thing. In a similar vein to Unaware being an ability that Quagsire has that lets me ignore stat buffs that my opponents have in terms of like attacking and defense. Simple doubles the stat increases I apply to myself. So I pair it with Life Orb and the set kind of becomes a blink if you miss it, like if you're not paying attention you're dead. Aqua Jet stab and priority plus the boost from Life Orb actually make it like hella devastating on top of that initial stat buff if I'm able to get Swords Dance off. For opponents who kind of tank that kind of thing, who I won't be able to kill just as easily with that, is of course why I keep Super Fang equipped. Super Fang dealing 50% of your opponent's like remaining HP to it, and I can also just kind of clean up the rest. stats are as follows: with the Jolly Nature to boost that speed over special attack because I'm not using it at all. With the spread at 252 in attack, 4 in special defense to try to stay alive. Alright, here we go. Here we go. This is make or break right here. This is it. We're dead. We are done so. In 252 speed because we're wanting Mushroom to kind of take him out as quick as he can because I mean he's a fun guy. So Beef, oh my god, Beef is a great addition. I had to explain the wonders of a no guard dynamic punch in Assault Vest. So Assault Vest is already an item that boosts your Pokemon's special defense as long as you have all attacking moves, so you're unable to use status moves, which for something like Machamp, it's a no-brainer. No guard ignores accuracy. So for a move like Dynamic Punch that deals confusion upon hit, but normally has like a 50% accuracy, I'm just cranking these things out. So that's already, you know, that's already base 100 power before stab. And I'm dealing confusion on top of that every single time I'm able to hit. On top of that, I have a Stone Edge, of course, to deal with my flying types in the sword. Bullet Punch for some good priority, but also deals like significant damage against fairies. And Darkest Lariat, partially for psychic types, but also it's a good addition to have because it ignores stat changes on swing, which is really cool. So this team more or less is like a let me do me and let me ignore what you doing. Like this all about boosting up this team. It's about boosting up the homie. Adamant Nature, of course, focusing on that attack with the spread, 248 HP, 252 attack, and 8 special defense. Last but not least, definitely gotta hit him with the sauce. Tabasco with the Tims. By Tims, of course, I mean the heavy duty boots, so I could ignore incoming entry hazards and pushing, I mean, yeah, almost pun intended, high horsepower. Flash Fire, of course, for the safe switch-ins. Sword Dance for a stat boost. Flare Blitz, Wild Charge, and high horsepower. Not really an insane set. Didn't really kind of show off a lot like I did with the last team. This was mostly just about trying to, you know, get this ragtag team of Nuzlockers, if you will, and trying to make them work. Jolly Nature to make sure I'm outspeeding as much as I can with the spread that's focused towards that attack. Staying alive a little bit with the special defense and headed towards speed. So I really appreciate the suggestion from Kim and the opportunity to try to build something to take to the challengers. This is fun. I love doing it every time. Y'all for real go check her out. She does a ton of amazing content, a good bit which is Pokemon related. You know, recently did a cage lock, may still be going on at the time I put this video out. Courtesy of the homie, the good boy Waffles. She and another good homie of mine, Velocitable, were in it. Go check him out as well. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Be good and be gold. If you like what you saw, hate what you saw, or just curious about what you're gonna see next, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so you can stay up to date. You can also, if you want to be a part of whatever we end up showing next, follow my Twitch. We build the teams live on stream and we do some battles in hopes of collecting good footage to show for you all. If you've made it this far, I definitely appreciate you watching and I hope to see you on the next one. I'll have to clip that.